So today's episode is a pre-framed show. So what is to come for next week, which is going to be all about real estate. Yeah, you heard it right. For years, I've been so interested in real estate. And what I mean is that I've watched every single real estate TV show that you could ever imagine for years. And I've always been fascinated by the strategy when it comes to closing a deal of a home, or like what next week is actually going to be, or we're going to be having a very special guest to talk about real estate. But for today's episode, I want us to talk about what strategies I see you taking, what can we do to stay top of mind when you are a realtor, and what's the mindset you should have when it comes to real estate and marketing.
Hey, I'm Veronica DiPolo, and with more than 15 years being a marketing strategist, you're going to experience the new way to promote your business with clear and unique messaging by giving you actionable marketing and messaging strategies that get you interested leads to transform the lives of your audiences so that you build up your brand with continuous momentum. Get ready, because here's where we say no to outdated marketing strategies and society norms, and we say yes to change from the inside out. Welcome to the Branding Momentum Podcast.
Okay. I don't know if you've ever watched $1 Million Listing New York or any of those shows, and what I love seeing in those kind of shows is like the back and forth of getting, the deals done. And, it's a bit scary, but it's also very thrilling how they come into these situations, right? Which for me, it did help me a lot every time I would have to negotiate or rent or sell a property in the past, because there are certain things that, the buyer should be aware when it comes to selling. But that's all for next week, right? The conversation here we're going to be having today, it's for those of you that are realtors, or you wish that you wanted to be a realtor, but maybe you have a property, or you rent, or you sell, or you have an Airbnb, but maybe you are a realtor that it's in this savvy business, and maybe you're starting. Because let's be honest, it can pay very well, and how you differentiate yourself from massive companies or other real estate companies. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. So let's do a little role play here. Let's think about that I'm going to be pretending, what would I do if I was a real estate agent? What would be my marketing strategies behind this? But I want to give you a first note after this, so I don't want to lose you into this conversation. Yes, right now I am talking about real estate, but I could very well be doing this for any other kind of business. Actually, the fact that I decided to do it in real estate because I'm secretly passionate about it. But if you are into another service that has nothing to do with real estate, please listen in, because the strategies that I'm going to mention can actually benefit you in your own service. Okay, so let's continue with the role play. Right? So the first thing that I would do is I would actually try to understand who my ideal buyer is, what they love, what they hate, like what are the kind of things that they're looking for. Do they want to invest? They don't want to invest. So I would also try and find a niche, the kind of niche where I can actually find that ideal client, right? And what's the location? Of course, because we're talking about real estate, I'm going to see, okay, where is going to be my location, where I'm going to be selling from, like where is my area? And then I would look into my competition. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What are they not doing? How are they actually putting themselves out there, right? How are they actually promoting themselves and doing some marketing on social media? Do they have a YouTube channel? Do they have a podcast? How do they do this? And then I would think, okay, how can I make this different for my audience and make them feel connected with what I am trying to do, which is to sell property, right? So the first thing I would try and do is produce content consistently, like short reels to showcase homes, but also to alert my buyers on trends and what they don't know about, like maybe in carousels, and give them guides of certain places around the area or the location that I'm doing this, for example, a property, the amenities inside. So I would also do post about reviews of people that have maybe worked with me. I would build an email database for sure with valuable information for my buyers, with maybe family and friends, of course, because we're starting. So I would definitely let them know that I'm becoming a realtor. So everybody should know, so they should all come to me if they know of somebody that wants to sell a property. Then I would actually think about doing like a little newsletter, maybe once a week or twice a week, to get the conversation going and keep, being top of mind of everybody. And I would create a referral structure as well, as to how to probably give me new properties, or if somebody's giving me a lead on a property, maybe I give them a little discount or something like that. Then number 3, I would, create a great website that speaks directly to my buyer, not from the point of view of me as Veronica, that being the realtor. No, it's not about my ego. It's not about that. I would create it in a way that they actually feel connected, saying like, oh my God, this is the realtor that I really need, because she's speaking to the needs that I have, right? And then I would make it really SEO friendly. Like I would make sure that whatever I'm writing, it's going to be a great SEO, so it's picked up by Google, right? Or any other, like YouTube and all of that. I would for sure have, or I would try to get as many Google reviews I would get from people that have bought from me, or sellers and buyers, right? That they would put those Google reviews, and I will have in my website, obviously, I would have single pages of the properties that we're showcasing, and I might have a live chat on my website, like a chat bot, because then they can, get the answers that they need, right? Then I would do this is called like reciprocal marketing, which is you use, like, for example, local restaurants and businesses that can actually refer you to potential buyers, so that you actually do the same. You obviously also promote their business as you are selling. Like if you are having a showing or something, you can tell them, but this restaurant and that restaurant are great places, and maybe you get a referral from that, and they also do the same to you. Now, this is just to get me started, right? Now, as a realtor, I would also analyze, as I'm talking to potential sellers, right? I would analyze if their homes need staging, right? And make sure that the house is not cluttered, and depersonalize it, and it looks very great. Maybe the house needs a little paint job, or it needs, a little cleaning outside on the house, because sometimes those weeds need to be cut out for people to actually buy. People buy with their eyes, right? So I would probably host an event in the property and market the hell out of like crazy, so that everybody would know. And I would, like I said before, I would use the restaurants around and the people that are there. And I would also actually do Facebook ads, and targeted Facebook ads to the location where we are selling that property. I would definitely create like a virtual walkthrough video explaining what's inside of the home, but I would actually take that little video and I would chop it into little pieces to make reels and little short YouTube videos. Because at this point, like I said, everything that you're putting out, it needs to be different. So I would definitely probably have a YouTube channel to showcase the property. Then I would actually create like little flyers, very simple, one piece or postcards or anything, and I would distribute it around the neighborhood, in all, even to the neighbors, that next door neighbors and local restaurants, and let them know what are the specs in the property, because the people that are actually around that property may want to buy, may want to go, or they may actually know people that may want to buy the property, right? And then I would definitely hire a good photographer or a videographer to create professional pictures for the flyers, for the website, and even for the social media, because people see things through their eyes. People buy it through their eyes. So the pictures need to be very good quality, right? And maybe we could get drones, or if we do little videos with drones, why not? If it's too expensive, who knows? Maybe once we're already, more famous, right? But then all this material, all this would go for sure into the website and to our social media platforms, right? So this is exactly what I would do. And this is something that I would actually do if I had any other business. Why? Because we want to get into people's head. We want to be on top of mind. We want to be sure that we are specialized into something. So my specialty has to be really specific to what I am doing. So if we are in the realtor business, then make it as niche as you can. There's one thing, but when I was doing the research for this episode, I went on social media and tried to look at all the social media realtors out there. And this is something that you should do, but you should also do it in your own world, okay? When I said realtor, houses came up. Only houses, pictures of homes or videos. And that was it. And very few people had valuable information. Very few people were giving advice to their potential buyers. Very few, like really few. This is like a hot, trending thing that if you don't see something, that there is a gap, there is a hole there. You should take advantage if you don't see something that should be so obvious, okay? Because empty homes won't sell themselves. They need to have people inside. Maybe that's why the staging is so important. But besides the staging, you need to set them into the mood. What is to live in a property? What are the things around that property? What goes on in that neighborhood, right? They have to feel connected. So as you are thinking of your social media in general, in whatever service you provide, be sure to always humanize it and provide value, because empty homes don't sell themselves. You have to give your 2 cents. You have to give them something for them to want to contact you. It's not enough to just simply put a slide of pictures when you are not saying anything. Like, I don't go into posts like that. I don't. I want you to consider and think about it. Do you go into posts like that don't say nothing? Yeah, maybe we're a little bit curious and we flip the pages, but that's not going to make you buy. That is not going to make you buy. So the way that you would actually make somebody buy property or any kind of service is by you tapping into what they actually want, what they actually need, getting into their head, understand who is your buyer. And that was the first thing that I said. That's why I put the title Real Estate, but really, we're talking about everything. We're talking about everything. Okay, I think this is enough, and this is a great way to, get you all to listen to next week's episode, which actually I have not recorded yet, to be honest. So this is anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.